Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. World Mental Health Day just was just yesterday. Mental health to make to make people accessible to the problems of mental health. You know, the brain is one of the most complex organs. If we add all the organs on one side and brain on the other, the brain becomes heavier in that it is much more complex in all senses. If we remember the study of Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, they did a lot of studies, the mental health, the psychoanalysis, the comparative psychoanalysis, psychology, clinical psychology, development psychology. And when a child grows up from infantile period, from the time the child starts to recognize things, let us say, what is called the cognizance. Cognizance is development, behavior, you see, interpretation, and subsequent application in their actions, subsequent application in all our day-to-day activities. Brain controls not only that, brain also controls a lot of physical things like, your day-to-day metabolism. Brain also controls your day-to-day hormonal activities. Brain controls, or brain is in charge of many things. You can ponder, you can read, and you can know better. You realize, of course, we realize ourselves, our brain is such a organ, our brain, or the mental, or what is called the psyche. You know what is a psyche? Psyche means actually a butterfly. Alright. So the psyche is the main thing. Then there is ego, superego. Then there is a thing called id. They're all people have classified starting from the time of, Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung. Sigmund Freud wrote great deal on this. He has written thousands of books. The interpretation of dreams is included in that. The development of sexual, sexual orientation. He has written about all this, several essays, several books. What I'm trying to tell you here today is that today being World Mental Health Day, this mental health aspect of every individual all over the world has to be addressed, made accessible. Mental health or problem occurring due to derangement of mental health all have to be properly considered, diagnosed and treated. That is what the World Health Organization professes. And do you know how many mental health, or it is sometimes very difficult, there is a very thin line between actually mental disease or let us say just a simple aberration which might control itself, which might cure itself. There is very little difference. And generally see there is a great deal of disease called autism, disease called depression, disease called bipolar disorder, and also there are many other varieties. We can see that all in a manual which the American Psychiatric Society updates. Okay, there is great deal of section in that, including addictive psychology or addictive psychiatric disorders. It is a great reading. You should try, but I also try to read. But it is such a subject And people sometimes, criticize the psychiatrists. Psychiatrists do not have any basis except for their own fancies to diagnose a disease as this, as that, because they cannot find the exact cause. All right. Of course, there are certain things known like the size of the brain, some diseases like cretinism or some other disease or parathyroid, thyroid. But like other disease in other parts of the organs where the substantial proof, tangible proof is available in psychiatry, psychoanalysis or treatment of the mental diseases, there is no such thing, no tangible proof except for something here and there, you see. And they say that Alzheimer disease is the only one where there is solid proof is available or relating to this disease. And also the syndromes. They classify mental disease into syndromes, several syndromes, and most of them, of course, there is a reason, there is a cause, but the cause are not mostly ascertainable. That is one thinking. That is one type of thinking. Anyway, try to know more about it. You might read and so on.